excuse me, being the only words heard so far. Everybody is on their own or sitting in their own world. This place isn't like the doctors, no screaming children here at all. Some are joined by family members who try and give some hope, but every conversation's muted as we all just try and cope. So we just sit and wait till called. For some it's hard to do, sitting in that waiting room, scared of the diagnosis meant for you. Cancer. Cheers. Yeah, I managed to get it all over my forehead, and which is why I wear the bandana all the time now. That's the radiotherapist who said wear it all the time. Don't wear a hat because because of the scar tissue. The hat's got a ridge on the inside and it'll mess it up. So wear the bandana, dawn till dusk, all the time. I've no problem with that. So yeah. Okay, my Stallone poem. First bread. Today I made a loaf of bread, or to be honest, I made two. The first one looked just like a brick, but to be honest, it would not do. A jackhammer might break the thing, hammer and chisel at a pinch. As to eating brickwork with my teeth, I'm not moving, not 1 inch. The second one looked quite all right. At least the knife went through it. It tasted good, so I kept that. But the first one I smashed and threw it. Trouble was, the pigeons chucked it back, even though I gave it freely. And now you've heard my first bread poem, and Stallone's not in it. Silly. Mumble. Okay, let's do this one. We can take them all out of order anyway. I got this one from the letters page of a national newspaper about a woman who was taking her next door neighbour and two next door neighbours, the husband and wife. The wife was actually having a baby and his car had broken down. So the next door neighbour said, "I'll drive you to hospital." Trouble was, there was a slight problem. So if there's any members of Extinction Rebellion in the room, you better leave now before I do it. It's called My Family Comes First. I'm going to squish a Tarquin if one gets in my way. I don't care if they're black or white or brown or straight or gay. If the police won't move them, then I have the right of way. The law is on the statute books from 1786 until today. I accept it's there for coach and horses, but it doesn't matter, not one bit. They claim they're doing it for everybody, but that argument is crap. And the reality is they're full of that and selfish in extreme. If my wife needs to go to hospital, then one of them will scream. We have a baby on the way, and if they're sat in the road, then I'll squish a sodding Tarquin as if it were a toad. The police really should arrest them, but they're scared of confrontation. Tell that to the guy behind the wheel whose wife needs some attention. Extinction Rebellion, they call themselves, but that's not really true. How many cars are now at gridlock with their engines running too? If they want to help the planet, then they should stay out of the way instead of causing more pollution in the atmosphere today. So I'm going to squish a Tarquin and live with all that shame. And if they get seriously injured, they'll only have themselves to blame. My family matters more to me than some loudmouth whining twat who'd stop us going about our lawful business. Oh dear, one just went splat. Fuck them. Bit of political thing. How many of you in the audience have actually seen a film called Sully, Miracle on the Hudson?
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is in it. You've actually seen it, so you know what it's about?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's actually about a bird strike on an aeroplane. You know what a bird strike is? It's when the engine injects a bird and shit happens that you don't really want to happen, trust me. We were flying back from Banjul, me and my wife and daughter, Mariama. We were flying back from Banjul 2019 in January, and we were 4 minutes up in the air, and guess what? Oh yes. And there's a few swear words in this, but honestly you have to go into the vernacular because you would not believe what occurs if it actually happens to you. So I apologise in advance for the swear words for this particular one, but this is basically what occurred to us. It's called Birdstrike. So you're sitting there without a care, everything's been battened down, your seatbelt's on, the plane takes off, you're finally off the ground. 4 minutes later comes that noise like someone sawing wood. I don't know what the hell it is, but I don't think it bodes good. But it's just a noise, so settle down, your 6-hour flight has started. Oh Jesus, what the fuck is that? Don't tell me someone's farted. Everyone's now looking round to check their next door neighbour. But the cabin's aircon spreads it round and fuck me does it linger. Rancid is not even close to describing that foul pom. You'd think that somebody might own up, but in that you would be wrong. Another noise, a little beep, and the captain's on the speaker. Number 2 engine has ingested a bird, which is why our engine noise is weaker. We're going to make a slow descent, so please stay buckled in your seats. I'm sorry that includes the crew as well, so none of us get to eat. A couple of passengers undid belts, their stomachs obviously churning, but one stewardess just stood there firm and that lady weren't for turning. Get back to your seats and remain calm. You can go after we've landed. She didn't ask, she didn't yell, but bloody hell she commanded. It took us 30 minutes then to turn the plane around. And glancing out the window, I thought, shit, we're going down. 1,000 feet above the waves, you could see the ocean's foam. I reached over to my wife's left hand and held it with my own. A sense of calmness overcame us, but how do you tell your daughter? She still had her headphones on, so we decided not to bother. By then the sea had turned to land and we're coming in quite fast. We hit and bounced and hit again, but the worst had gone and passed. Escorted off straight through the gates and back through immigration. The crew had done a brilliant job, they all deserved a commendation. So we sat around and sat some more. That really was a pain. 7 hours later we finally climbed aboard to get to do it all again. Cheers.